Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. I am back with another episode of the Dylan Wright series. This will be episode 4 of this series, and it is going to be the third or fourth last episode before the end of season 2 in this series. But let's just get the formalities out of the way, the YouTube formalities. I don't really like asking for them, but I gotta do what I gotta do to grow on this platform. If you do enjoy the video, I'd appreciate a like, and if you did enjoy more of these videos and you want to see more of them, I would consider subscribing. That is if you're new, of course. And if you do want to speak to me about the career mode and about the channel in a bit more depth, you can join the Discord, which will be linked down below. But now that all that is out of the way, now I can actually start talking about the gameplay. As you know, Dylan Wright is a goal scoring machine, and this is just him in like 82, 83 overall. Wait until you see him in Season 3 when he is really developed into one of the world's best players. But we'll wait until then. A nice bit of skill gets us past our marker, and we're opened a one-on-one opportunity against the goalkeeper. And it seems like Dylan Wright just cannot miss when he's in front of the goalkeeper and when he is in the box. I rarely give tips in this series, and I think this would be the first tip I'd give you, but if you are going to be using a striker build, then I do suggest you put in the poacher trait as soon as possible, because that's going to be where you're going to get most of your opportunities inside the box. So if you're going to use that poacher trait, it makes it so that if you also put your stats in shooting as well, that you almost never miss in the box. But yeah, we do pick up a win. Dylan Wright is happy as always. He's making a name for himself, proving to the world that he is a force to be reckoned with. It's just unfortunate that he did have to leave the Premier League, but even in Eredivisie, it's not always that easy. Dylan Wright isn't here smashing in 50 goals like Erling Haaland, but he is putting in a respectable amount to put Ajax on top of the table, to keep them on top of the table, and to further reach his goal, to make progress towards his goal of winning as many trophies as possible at Ajax. But it is now time for Dylan to have his official start in the Champions League. Not really official start, actually. I think he did play in the last episode in the Champions League. What I mean is, this is the first season where Dylan Wright actually plays the Champions League from beginning to hopefully end. It's unlikely that Ajax will make it to the final, but hopefully. And Dylan Wright does send away Tadic. He's not really known too much for his passing, but at this point he does get himself an assist by giving Tadic a good path towards the goal. This could be his only assist of the season though, so don't get used to Dylan Wright passing the ball, especially with his passing stats. But I think that is how the game will end. This is not a game where Dylan Wright scores, and maybe it's a bit up to the nerves because Dylan does have a bit of history with Manchester United. He did get rejected by them in their academy, and I bet United are really wondering why they rejected him now. But yeah, it does hurt a bit for Dylan to face off against a team that doubted him, that didn't believe in him. But hopefully in the next game against them in the group, he will be able to score. We've been on a bit of bad form lately since the United game, so the coach has decided to put us on the bench, and we come off from the bench to face off against United. Only 10 minutes for an impact against our old club. It's going to be a bit difficult, but Dylan Wright tries to go for the solo play. However, he does lose the ball in the box. Bruno Fernandes to take a penalty, but our goalkeeper does save it. And unfortunately, it just ends 0-0 once more. Nothing really happened in this game. It's not really too much of a good thing for Ajax, but at the same time, it's not really a bad thing for Ajax, if they don't lose away from home, and that's always something preferred to every club in the Champions League. But one wonders how it would have went if the coach had started Dylan Wright. And yeah, things are slightly awkward with Dylan and the coach now. They struggle to meet eye to eye. But we do move away from Ajax. We are going into our England campaign. It's still international friendlies. The game doesn't have qualifiers for World Cup and European Championship anymore because EA removed a lot of national teams, which kind of sucks because I would have added more depth into the international portion of this career mode, and I would have played a lot of more of the England games if there was actually something to play for, like the qualifiers. But for now, all we got is friendlies, and we're going to relish our friendlies opportunities to get Dylan into the starting 11 of England when it comes time for the European Championship or the Euros. that are going to be playing off in this year. I think this year is going to be 2024, so there will be Euros at the end of this season. But yeah, that does mark the end of our game against Belgium. A pretty decent performance overall for Dylan Wright. He is able to bag himself a couple of goals, and yeah, that is how our first game with England ends. We win a Man of the Match award, and Gareth Southgate is looking really happy with our performances. Things are looking good for us in Gareth Southgate's eyes, and if we keep up this form, we're definitely going to be starting in the Euros. And over players like Harry Kane, Tammy Abraham, that would be pretty impressive. But due to there not being that many interesting games in the friendly break, I only played against Belgium. They were the big team, so I only played against them. We do move on to the Champions League against Lech Poznan. This team actually shocked the system, and they provided a massive upset by beating us in the first game of this Champions League campaign. But this time Ajax was out for blood, out for vengeance. Dylan Wright getting himself another assist. Man, this episode, this is a very selfless Dylan Wright. It's a very unselfish Dylan Wright that we're seeing in this episode. Getting himself 2 assists. I don't think that's ever happened for Dylan to get 2 assists in one episode. But whatever helps us to beat this team, I guess he won't mind. And now Dylan Wright gets to enjoy his own spoils. One-on-one against the goalkeeper. Would you expect anything else? Dylan Wright scores, and in 36 minutes, we're already 2-0 up. We're not going to be trying to show them any mercy in this game. Not at all. We feel that they don't deserve it. We shouldn't have lost them in the first place. So we're going to try to make sure that we prove that here. A kind of a failed skill move there from Dylan Wright. Not the skill move I wanted, but we were able to dribble into the box, and we almost scored from a super tight angle. Had he scored that, I would have agreed that Dylan Wright is a bit of a cheat code. And we catch it on the volley though, near post. It was a great pass from Bergwijn, I think. And just like that, we do get our brace in the 62nd minute. We're gonna run to the camera. Listen, man, we're not taking any chances. We're not playing any games out here. We came here for vengeance, and that's exactly what we got. 3-0 Ajax against Lech Poznan. That is gonna show the world that they never really deserved that first game that they played against us. They didn't deserve that win in the first game in the group stages, and we proved that out here. And yeah, not only that, but for Dylan, he gets himself another Man of the Match award. People might say that he is being dominant at Ajax, and that is probably true. Grabbing Man of the Matches in the league, grabbing Man of the Matches in the Champions League for Ajax. That is no easy feat, and Dylan Wright proves his dominance. But one thing Dylan Wright does need to work on a bit, has decided to work on actually, are his free kicks. He scores some bangers in training, but as the series progresses, you'll notice that for some weird reason, Dylan Wright always hits the post. He always hits the crossbar or the post with his free kicks, but you'll see that later on in the series whenever we do actually get free kicks for Dylan Wright to kick. But yeah, I think this will be marking the end of this episode, because I think I do end it here. And before anyone comments about how I seem to not know what's going on in my own videos, listen, it's been a very long time since I last recorded the Dylan Wright series. I think it's been about a week. About a week since I put my voice into the series. I've had this episode and episode 5 just sitting in my catalog of edited videos, just waiting for my voice to be put into them, but I just haven't found the time to do it, so it's been a bit of a while. But I know that this is definitely going to be the last game. Definitely against Sevilla, that's definitely going to be the last game. We do get our first opportunity, we do hit the post, a bit unlucky. We try to get ourselves a second opportunity, but things don't really go our way. We take our second shot, we hit the crossbar this time, and that would have been a beautiful goal. But unfortunately, we do get a bit unlucky against Sevilla. Dylan Wright's favorite opponent in the Champions League, probably not, but you know, when it comes to a story, since they were his first opponent in the Champions League last season, I'd call them his favorite. But unfortunately this time we couldn't score any goals, and the manager was not happy with our performance. But I feel like he just kind of has to understand that we hit the post a ton of times there. We were really challenging the goalkeeper. We just couldn't amount it to goals because we were just that bit unlucky. But as you can see in the stats, Dylan Wright so far being real dominant. 19 goals and 3 assists. That is the signs of a top quality striker. Probably a generational talent too. But I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Hit the like button, subscribe, join the Discord, do all of that, and I'll see you guys next time.